Alright guys, so today I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to be doing here. So the plan is to make one of these US General, the speaker toolboxes. I've got US General one right here, but obviously, as you can see, I'm using that for actual tools and whatnot. But this one here, we're going to be turning into the speaker US General toolbox build, I guess you would say. I've already done a couple things. As you can see, I've already put the LED lights around the lid here. It's just an old LED light strip that I had laying around the house, and then I put the remote on some magnets that obviously you can turn it on and off or change the colors or do whatever with. Then you can just magnetize it there, or you can put it right there if you want, or really just put it anywhere. Stuff that you'll need. You'll need a fuse inline inline fuse thing. This is a 20 amp fuse, which we are going to be switching out to a 15 amp. I just got to get that fuse. The 20 amp, it'll work. It's just, you're putting a little more risk on all your components on inside the box. So we're going to switch this out to a 15 amp. This is 14 gauge wire. If you guys are wondering, I believe this is the wire I'm using. I had this wire here, and I don't feel like buying any more wire, especially because this build is getting kind of pricey as it is. So we're just going to be using wire that we have. I believe this is 16 gauge. It's 14 or 16. I'm pretty sure it's 16, but if you guys know, let me know. I think this is 16, which will be perfectly fine. It's just speaker. It'll be fine. So I've already kind of done a layout here of the speakers and how they're gonna go. I originally was gonna have them here where this blue marker is, but I figured that would be too close to this edge, especially with the plastic trim piece. It's gonna be going around these two speakers, which are 4-inch Pioneer speakers, if you guys are wondering. They're, I think, 150 watt, but the amp I'm getting is 100 watt. So I'm not going to be blowing the speakers, which is kind of what I want to do anyways. So yeah, I moved it out to these black ones here, which I believe puts, the listing says 4 inches, how big the speaker is, but I believe the plastic thing is a little bit bigger than 4 inches. So that gives me a little bit more room here and here. I'm not going to drill the holes yet, wait till I get those, so I make sure that is for sure where I want to do it. And that's also why I have not cut out the little hole in the, whatever this is, the rubber mat for the lights, because I'm going to wait to make sure that everything works like it should and everything, because I can still take these lights out if I want to, and then if I have a hole cut here, then it kind of is what it is. Where if, let's say I do take these out and I put this back, then that'll cover up that hole and you won't even really know that there was one there. So obviously, as of right now, there's nothing. The only thing electrically ran is that little box, or that, not necessarily box, but this USB thing here. So it takes 12 volt and steps it down to 5 volt, which is what this uses. So I'm gonna leave this in this top drawer here. I'm pretty sure that this won't interfere with the speakers or anything. So we're gonna leave that in this upper drawer here. Obviously, I guess the wire's in the way, but obviously, the speakers are gonna be sitting down, so this drawer is not even gonna be able to be used anyways. So it doesn't, yeah, it'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, the wire was just in the way. But then down here, all that we have is just my RC car lipos here, and then the 2 wires, or wherever the other one went. Hold on, guys. I don't know, but we got the 2 wires coming down. We could probably just take the drawer out really quick. These are pretty easy to take out. There's just these 2 little plastic tabs. One side you have to push up and one side you have to push down. But as you can see, each wire, or both wires, are right here. I don't know why this one here is being kind of weird. And I still got stuck in the track of the drawer, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But yeah, so we got these 2 here. So the plan is to have 2 RC Car Lipos 3S. I ordered 2 of the exact same 3S lipos. They should be here. Well, they're supposed to be here today, but we got some snow here, so I think that's gonna probably be here next week. And I'm hoping that this will work. I'm gonna wire these 2 batteries in parallel, so it'll stay the same voltage. It says 11.1, but when it's fully charged, it's more like 12.5, and when it dies, it's more like 10.5. But yeah, and then also I can use those batteries for my RC cars or whatever, and that'll be good. So everything that is going to be in this here bottom drawer. So everything that'll be here on this side, I'm planning to put the amp. Like I said, it's I think, oh yeah, it's dual 100 watts, and then you got the treble adjustment, the bass adjustment, and the volume adjustment. That's really it. Then over here, my plan is to put the 2 batteries and set those like this, and then just have that like that. Then back here is going to be a low voltage shutoff. So these, a lot of people will run this stuff on drill batteries, which have low voltage shutoff built into them. Or obviously these LiPos, if any of you guys know about RC cars, they don't like running past about 10.5, because then you start getting each cell, you know, overdrawn and just can't really use them. So that, I'm gonna set that to probably about 10.8-ish, and so that we're there when these get to about 10.8 volts, it'll just cut the system. Then probably right about here-ish, yeah, because the battery will be right there. There's gonna be the main power switch, which will have a little blue LED to let us know that it is on. Then next to that will be a voltage display, so to tell me how many volts is in the system. And then it also have 2 USB ports, USB-C and USB-A, so then I can charge my phone if I need to. So that should be everything that's gonna go in this here bottom drawer. So yeah, I'll for sure keep you guys updated as we you know, build it. I guess this is part 1, so then part 2 should be out later next week, or this coming up week, because everything's supposed to be here on, I think, Thursday? Is that the 5th? I believe Thursday is the 5th. And so yeah, so make sure you guys keep up for the next video.